Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Saturday, November 26, 2022. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you are here spending part of your day or your evening with me. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to those in the U.S. It's been a wonderful weekend. It's gone so fast, honestly. But I celebrated with friends a couple weeks ago. And so I had Thanksgiving Day to just sit and relax, and it was wonderful. I got almost 7 hours of stitching in, so it was a good amount of stitching. Watched the parade, took a long nap. It was great. It was a really, really relaxing day that I really needed. And that's Jack. If you hear him in the background, usually you hear Simon, but today it is Jack that you hear in the background. I also I took Wednesday off of work. I went to Acorns, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I also put up my Christmas trees. So it was really nice on Thanksgiving to like sit and stitch with the Christmas tree lights on and to take a nap. I have a bedroom Christmas tree. I'll try to remember to put in pictures here of my two trees. I do put a tree up in my bedroom because I think it's really lovely to sleep under the Christmas tree lights. So that is what I've been up to this week. I hope that you all have had a really wonderful week, and if you traveled, I hope you aren't running into any delays or anything like that, because that's no fun at all. This is I brought out my Christmas mugs, little winter kitty cats here. We just got done with our November Magazine Monthly Challenge Zoom call, which is really, really lovely. So thank you to those of you who were able to join us. It was so nice to see so many faces on the Saturday of Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving weekend. I know it's a very busy weekend for a lot of people, so I appreciate that. Okay, so the big news is I have an FFO. I picked it up from Acorns. I have Carolyn's Balloons by Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates. So this is the framed piece. There's no gloss and no matting on it, but look at this frame. Janine from Acorns helped me pick out the frame. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful frame. I think it's just perfect for this piece. And I absolutely love how it turned out. So I'll hold it a little closer for you. So this is so beautiful, and I love it. I just really, really love this frame. I saw a couple other samples in Acorns with the same frame. So I think it's a very versatile frame. And, you know, honestly, I probably wouldn't gravitate towards this frame, but when she held it up to this piece, I'm like, that's it. That is the frame. So that is Carolyn's Balloons Autumn. I have seen the winter version. It's gorgeous as well. I have not started on my winter version, and it is not out yet, but it will be out sometime soon, I think, right, Dan? So yeah, so winter will be coming. So that is my FFO from Acorns. And then, of course, I picked up a few things from Acorns as well that I'll talk about during haul. But I had two new starts on Thanksgiving Day. So first up is Thanksgiving Harvest Fairy by Mirabilia. It's the fairy. So I'm starting this with Gary from Garan, of course. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do the wings or not. I know people say to do it, so I'm leaning towards doing it, but I'm not 100% sold. Although I will say Gary is ahead of me. Gary is ahead of me on this. So this is how far I've gotten. Is this the right direction? I think it goes this way. No? Oh my gosh, you guys. Which way does it go? Please hold. No, it goes this way? Yeah, I guess it goes this way. Here, let me hold this up behind it. There we go. So this is where I got to, my little turkey. I think this is the right side up. So she's holding a bouquet of fall flowers in her hands, and so that's what I worked on. It looked like Gary got this all done. I am not all done with this section. I worked on this for a total of about 3 hours on Thanksgiving Day and then another half hour last night. And I'm going to work on it. This is going to be my 25/7 piece just for tonight and maybe tomorrow. And then I'm going to put it away for a little while. I did change the fabric that came with the kit. The fabric, and I picked this up at Acorns when I was there. This fabric is just a 28 count linen. It's called Artichoke. I'm not sure why it's called Artichoke. It's a very light, the kit fabric was a lot darker, and I wanted her to be a bit lighter. Well, that's not a really good, they're looking almost the same in the screen, but in reality, this one, the kit fabric, is quite a bit darker. And I want it to be a little bit lighter. So that is my new start on, again, I'll show you this. So she's holding these flowers here. So I'm working on that. It's a fun stitch, but there is a lot of, Gary mentioned it in his latest Flosstube, there's a lot of color changes in this. A lot of counting, a lot of color changes in that section there. So, but it is fun, and I think it's really pretty, and I'm enjoying working on that one. So that was my first new start this week. And then my other new start for Thanksgiving, also on Thanksgiving Day, I also got 3 hours in. I'm starting this with Jan. Jan Hicks Creates is this Bothy Threads 12 Days of Christmas kit. Comes with everything. Well, you can't see anything. It comes with the thread and the fabric and needles and metallics. I'm working on number 1, of course. And I think there's some beads. I did change the fabric. It came with a 14 count Ida. I just changed it to just a simple 28 count Lugana. I just like working on this fabric a little bit more. And oh my gosh, I am loving working on this. So here's where I got to. I worked on this. This is about 6.5 hours total. So I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but the border is all metallic and the number 1 is going to be all metallic. It's not really sparkly on the camera, but it is very sparkly in person. It's a lot of stitching. You know, each block is full coverage. So this is going to be a full coverage piece. And I think it's 3 across by 4 down. And so this is going to take a while to finish. I mean, there's a lot of stitching in it. But man, I really, really love it. So you can see the one is starting to take shape. This is the partridge and a pear tree. So the partridge will be over here, and then there's some little pears scattered about. The metallic is not bad to work with. I know I asked last weekend, I saw somebody commented that it's Merida, I think is how you pronounce it, the threads. They are not DMC threads. I'm not sure what the metallics are, if they're the same brand. I've known this brand, I have never been sure how to pronounce it. But it came with the kit. Bothy Threads came with everything you need. So it is, it's really fun. I'm using, except for the fabric, which I changed out, I'm using everything that the kit called for. And I'm really, really enjoying that one. But that one is going to be, it's going to be a lot of work. So I don't really have like plans or goals on it necessarily, but I really am enjoying that. All right, next up has been my 25/7 piece, which is Winter Friends Welcome by Stony Creek. So this is what it will look like. And as you may know, I took out these words and just put trees all down here. And I'm working on the snowman. My goal is to finish it this year, finish the whole piece. There's a lot of back stitching to do because it is a Stony Creek, and they tend to have a lot of back stitching. And so this is my 25/7 piece, so I work on it about 25 minutes a day, every day, until Thanksgiving weekend when I kind of switch to the Thanksgiving Fairy as my 25/7 piece. But I'll go back to it, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in plans. So you can see his head wreath is coming in there. And look, I didn't even notice this, but so this needle minder that I have, look, the colors in his hat match almost identically the colors in his scarf. Isn't that funny? But as soon as I get this wreath finished, then all the cross stitching is done, and I just have to I do all the back stitching, which is going to be quite a lot, and a lot of beads. Like this whole border has beads, like for the berries in here, and then this wreath has a bunch of beads, and there's a lot left to do, but it's definitely doable to get it done by the end of the year. And I have a plan for that, which I'll talk about here during plans. But I just really love how this is coming together. It is quite a bit, you know, again, there's a lot of color changes up in this wreath. So it's a lot of counting, and, you know, I am highlighting my working copy of my pattern and all that, just to make sure I'm not making any mistakes. But that is Winter Friends Welcome. Then for WIPGO, my WIPGO call for the month of November, one of the calls is Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. And this is what it will look like. And my goal on this is to finish this next year in 2023. And I'm going to leave the alphabet off. I'm taking that off so it won't go all the way down. None of the other ones have an alphabet on it, and I just think it's kind of random, so I'm just going to do without it. And I'm stitching this on the called for 28 count Picture This Plus Truffle with the called for Valdani threads. This is what it looks like overall right now. And then where I worked specifically, let me see if I can get this up here for you. I should get a foam board, shouldn't I? I had to rip out this bee because he was off by one stitch, and because it butts up to this motif, I couldn't really fudge it. So I had to rip him out and put him back in. I finished up this motif here. I don't really know, because I think I showed this last week as well. So I think the bulk of the work was done last week. But a lot of what I spent my time on this week was this bee, and ripping him out, putting him back in, putting in this bee, finishing up this motif. Well, I guess it's not done because there are some things. So where you see these flowers coming out, those need to be done as well. But she's getting there. This is on I'm between pages 4 and 5 out of 9. And, you know, you can see over here, I already put the year in, so this will be done next year, which I think is doable. I mean, especially with taking out that alphabet, it will go even a little bit faster. I mean, I know words and letters don't take that long to finish, but so that's fun. I just love the colors in this one. This one might, I don't know. Like I'm thinking like, oh, this one is my favorite, but I think it's just the colors are so bright and they make me really, really happy. So that is Summer Quakers. So that goal has been met. My goal was to work on it whenever it came up for WIPGO. I believe it got 48 hours this year, which is a great, I mean, when you think back to when I do the WIP parade, I'm going to try to insert videos from last year's WIP parade so that we can see the progress that we made in a year, or insert pictures. But it's just, you know, just doing a little bit every month or some months has been really, really fun. Okay. Next up is here we go. I couldn't find it. Okay. So for the Garon Focus on a Designer for the month of November, this month's designer is Twin Peaks Primitives, and I started Winter Birds, which I think is just the most darling little piece. So I started this. You've seen this, and I worked on this on Sundays this month. I am done now. I won't be working on it tomorrow because I'm going to work on the fairy instead, the Thanksgiving fairy. But this is where I got to. So I got, this bird is done. And then I got the outline of this other bird. And then some of these branches are done as well. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. This is just on 28 count Dove Gray. So this is a really pretty one. It really comes together really quickly, and I just love the little winter flowers are some of my favorites. So I just really love that one. So that was winter birds. And then I worked on Cardinal Cottage. So my goal on this one is 1 day a month. So about 3 hours a month for the whole year. This is what it will look like. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. So that's what it will look like. And I am stitching this on a piece of 18 count Aida. And this is where I got to. So I did a lot of fill-in. I don't know if you can really tell, but there were some blank spots. So I went through and did a lot of fill-in in there and just kind of went wherever the thread took me, really. So this piece, this part up here, you can see is all filled in now. And we're starting to get into some of the more of the trees and that type of thing. Again, I'll be curious to see where this started last year, or yeah, at the end of last year, to see how much progress you can make just working on it 3 hours a month. So that's where we're at with this. I got a total of 366 stitches. I am now over 1% done on this, which is great. I'm at 1.07% done on this piece. This is one of my, until I started a stitching shelf in August, this one was my biggest cave that I have. But I think a stitching shelf is actually bigger now. So I look forward to making more progress on that piece next year. Okay, then my other piece that I worked on to meet my self-imposed goal for the year was this Christmas celebration by Cross Decor. So this is what it will look like. This was my first whip back into cross stitching after, I don't know, several year, like decade delay. And I'm using all the kit fabric, the kit floss and everything. So this is where I'm at. I worked on these houses. I did some fill-in up here. And then I started coming down and filling in these houses just so that we can just kind of see some house in there. And there's a lot of back stitching too, which I haven't done yet, but I will when I get to a place where like these little cottages are mostly done. I might go back and do the back stitching as I go. But I think it looks really good so far. I mean, I don't work on this very much. If I were to do it over, I would change the fabric and maybe try to get DMC threads for it. But, you know, it's fine. Slowly but surely. I do like the in picture, so I plan to keep working on it as of now. And so that one, I think, I don't have... That one, I think I need another day on in December to meet that final goal for that piece. So we'll see that one again, the Christmas celebration. So that's everything I worked on this week. It feels like it was quite a bit. I'm really happy with the progress. I do have a little bit of haul to share. First of all, this just came in the mail. What is this, December? No, this would be winter. Winter issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I have not even looked at it. I just took it out of the plastic wrap right before I started filming, so I'm excited to look through this. I'll try to do a flip through if I have time. I'm going to be so happy when the semester is done, let me tell you. And then I went to Acorns, where I picked up my framed piece. I got a bunch of threads for some upcoming projects. I'm not going to show them to you. I've already, dispersed the threads into their appropriate places. But I have a couple new starts next month, which I'll talk about next week. And Simon is getting into my thread bag. That's Simon now. So I got a bunch of threads for projects I'm going to start next month. Or in January, I'm doing Meditation Garden by Jan Hicks. I'm starting that with Fawn from Sanctum Stitching. So that will be fun. So I started picking up some of the threads for that. I picked up threads for Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. So Teresa Kogut is the December Garan Focus on a Designer. And my sweet friend Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch, it is her birthday month, and she asked us to stitch on, I can't remember if she said any Teresa Kogut or if she specifically wanted us to work on Let Love Rain. She's pretty relaxed. So she is doing Let Love Rain, and I think it's a beautiful piece. I don't have it down here. I'll show it to you next week though. And so I'm going to start Let Love Rain for Dina's birthday, as well as for Garan, Focus on a Designer. And then I can't remember what else, but I got a bunch of different threads. And then while I was there, I picked up my last, so I was on the auto ship. I picked up my last rendition of A Year in the Woods. I really, really like this one. I might go through and I might destash some of the ones, you know, after seeing them all. You know, I have some favorites and some less favorites, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet, if I'm going to stitch them all. But I might destash some of the ones that I no longer, that I don't really think I'll stitch, but like this one I definitely love. So I picked up that, and then the threads that I got, and then of course my frame piece. Here comes Simon. Buddy, 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 buddy. Okay. Okay. We still recording? We are still recording. He stomped all over the keyboard. So here he is. Here's his little face. He's very sweet. He's just very curious. He's a stinker. You would never guess he's 15 and a half years old. Anyway, so I also picked up this project bag from Corey, she sells them exclusively. Crafty Corey Stitches at Acorns. Look at that fabric. Isn't that beautiful? Winter bag. I needed another winter bag, so I thought that was really beautiful. And of course, I love supporting Corey. And then this is the, oops, there we go. The little tree, the little zipper pull. So I got that. And that's about it for haul. Just a little bit there. And then plans. So let's move into plans. So plans, I'm going to do one more day. So today on 12 Days of Christmas and on Thanksgiving Fairy. So Thanksgiving Fairy will be my 25/7 piece today. And then my full stitching session tonight will be on 12 Days of Christmas. So one more day on that. Then I'm going to move back to Winter Friends Welcome for 25/7 stitching starting tomorrow. And then the rest of this month, my second Whip Go piece for the month of November, which I need to work on, I haven't worked on it all yet, is Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, which, let me show you this by Carriage House Samplings. So this is what it will look like when it's all done. I am just on the second block. But I'm getting close. I don't know, this is where I'm at. I don't know that I'll get this block finished this month. I'm not sure. Because I have to do this whole house over here. Maybe. I don't know. It'll get close to finished, if not finished, this month. And then it's also on Whip Go for next month, so which worked out really well timing-wise because it's Christmas month. So it will definitely, this block will definitely be finished this year, and I'll be starting on block 3. I'm just not sure if I'll get this block done before, because I do 12 hours per block called on Whip Go. So we'll see. We'll see if that gets done. So that is on my plan. And then we start into December. And I think I'm going to take the first 2 or 3 days in December to finish up Winter Friends Welcome. I'm going to need more than just the 25/7 to finish that piece, especially with the beading in particular. I feel like, you know, it's a lot to kind of pull out all the beads and then just do it for like 20 minutes. And so I think I'm going to take the first 2 or 3 days to finish that up. So so you might see a finish next week. Is that right? Yeah, I think, when is our next, the 3rd. Yeah, maybe you will see a finish next week on Winter Friends Welcome. We'll see. that would be very exciting. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to work on. Winter Friends Welcome, Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, one more day on 12 Days of Christmas, one more day on Thanksgiving Fairy. And then I think once, I haven't fully decided this yet, but I think once that one is done, Winter Friends Welcome, I think my December 25/7 piece will be this Woodland Christmas, because I already got invoiced for the second one. And so this is, it's a Tiny Modernist. It's put out by Crazy Annie's. So it's a brand new series. And this is how far I've gotten, which is not very far at all. So I would like to focus more on this, and not that I'm already behind, basically. But I'd like to work on this at least through December for my 25/7 piece, at least through December. So those, let me make sure. Okay, so those are my plans. So the other thing I'm going to be working on, and I don't know if this is going to happen this weekend or maybe next weekend, but two things. One is I want to do a 2023 planning video where I just talk about my plans. We did the Zoom call. I recorded the Zoom call. Lots of great tips. But I want to, I have now kind of sat down and figured everything out. And so this is going to be almost like it's not going to be a whip parade, but it will be like a mini whip parade, I guess, because I'm going to show you each of the pieces that I've allotted to whatever activity I'm participating in for 2023. So you will see some of those. I still plan to do a full whip parade at the very end of the year. And hopefully, again, being able to show you where I was at the beginning of the year. I would like to do that and like pull those screen grabs from last year's whip parade where I have them. So watch for a 2023 planning video this weekend or next weekend. I just don't know if I'll have time this weekend. This weekend is already going so fast, and it is sunny out. It is going to rain for the next 6-7 days in a row. So my task today, after I edit and upload this video, is to go out and put my outside Christmas decorations up. So I'm going to do that today while it is not pouring rain out. And so that's my task for today. And then I have to finish up lecture. I have a ton of grading. I'm so far behind on grading. And so that's kind of where we're at. I still haven't sent out your giveaways. It's just this semester has just really did me in. So, but the light is at the end of the tunnel. We return back from Thanksgiving break and my main job. Basically, we have 2 weeks between both of my main job and then my side gig of teaching. Basically, we have 2 weeks. I think it's going to be a very busy 2 weeks, but it's 2 weeks. And then, I'll still be working, but I'll have a little bit of a break without having to teach and grades and prepare lectures and all that. So, so that's where we're at. So I'm going to go out. It is, like I said, the sun just came out. So I'm going to go out and try to set up the outside decorations. And I will check in with you all next week for sure. And like I said, you might see a 2023 planning video from me. Depending on how much I can get done today, I might have time to do it tomorrow. If not, let's do it next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope your hearts are full and your bellies are full. And I will see you soon. Bye.